So I'm about to go into the office, but I've just checked my work phone and there's already some messages from my manager. Honestly, this is one of this thing. Like, you think that it's great that you have a work phone, but once you start working, you realize that there's a reason why they give you a work phone. And this is one of the hardest thing I have to deal with in terms of work-life balance with work. And I'll probably go into that in more depth once I get into the office. Hi, my name is Jason. I'm a management consultant working and living in London, figuring out my 20s. For those of you that still don't know what I do, I mean, I've made about 10 videos on consulting now, so you really shouldn't have an excuse not to. But I'll do it one more time for those who are new here. I'm a management consultant, more specifically a strategy consultant. The main thing we do is to advise big businesses in making important business decisions. Imagine Apple comes in today and they want to buy Nike so they can make Apple shoes or something. We give them advice on whether that is smart or dumb. So, is the work-life balance bad? Well, yes and no. We work on projects and those can be tough. I might be helping Apple buy Nike today, but tomorrow I might be helping Elon Musk buy Snapchat because he realized just buying Twitter is not enough. These projects last anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, and there's a lot to do within those time frames. You need to basically understand and analyze a whole new business from scratch. When I am on a project, yes, the hours can be bad. When I just finished a project and have not yet been put on a new project, hours are really good. I have done a 1.5 week project where we consistently finish after 11. And the late finish is not actually the worst part for me. To me, the worst bit is that I often do not get visibility over what time I will finish each day. Sometimes I think I might finish work at 7, I end up finishing at 9. But other time I thought I might finish at 10, I finish early at 7. This means that making plans in advance is always extremely hard because I never really know what time I am working versus not working. So I've been finding it hard to meet up with friends on weekdays or go to the gym consistently. My gym closes at 10 PM each day, which is outrageous. It means that if I finish work at 9, I basically don't have any time to go to the gym. So what have my solutions been so far? Well, let me take you on a weekend and you'll see. As bad as hours go, I've never finished past 6:30 on a Friday. So this Friday, as soon as I have a clear idea of what time I will finish, I message a few friends who are willing to make spontaneous plans with me. These friends are super important because, as I mentioned, I don't really have the ability to make a lot of plans in advance. Therefore, I really need friends who are willing to accommodate to my needs. On Saturday, I meet up with a friend from university for drinks and some food. I try to keep in touch with people I know who ended up in London. Friends from home, friends from university, friends from all around the place. I'm not always the best at initiating hangouts, but I've been improving and it's making me a lot happier. Every time I find myself sitting in bed not wanting to go out, I tell myself this. 5 years down the line, will you remember and be happy about this night that you stayed in, or this night that you met up with your friends and had a good time? I'm meeting a friend for lunch later and I was gonna wake up a bit earlier today to get some work done, get some video editing for YouTube and also for Instagram, which if you haven't already, I have an Instagram account where I post similar stuff, more behind the scene kind of stuff, so go follow it if you haven't. So yeah, I was gonna wake up a bit early to do that, but I just overslept and right now is 10:30. I guess one thing you realize is that these things just happen. Even if you try to be as disciplined as possible, these things does happen. So what you can do is just to make the best out of what's left. I'm just gonna try get some work done and then go meet my friend. Part of it is also making the most out of opportunities and luck. I bumped into a friend last week when he was literally cycling past my balcony when he saw me, which was pure luck. I saw the chance and reconnected with him, and we're grabbing lunch and coffee today. Later that day, I went climbing with a person who I've only met once in university, but somehow bumped into each other again in a barbecue last week. These seemingly random encounters are the hidden opportunities to expand your social circle, make new connections, and do exciting things. Meeting people is a lot harder once you have graduated, and therefore you really have to make the most out of the people you met and reconnect with. Sometimes I do feel a bit tired for packing so much into my weekends, but I never really regretted it when I look back on those weekends. I love spending time with people around me, but as I grew up, I started to understand that time alone, or solitude, is similarly important. You wake up, you go to work, you have dinner with people, you scroll on your phone. When do you leave time to digest all the things you have learned during your day and reflect on your life? To me, the life in work-life balance does not just include the exciting things you do, but also the necessary time for self-care and self-reflection. I used to be the person with podcasts and audiobooks on 24/7 because I wanted to cram as much information into my brain as possible. But lately I realized that because I'm already learning and consuming so much at work, cramping more into my brain doesn't actually make me learn more. One solution I find is to slow down, take the time to let my brain process the information, and reflect on my own life. When no one is speaking around you, that is when you can actually hear your own thoughts. Of course, that's not the only thing I do with myself. I also love spending time with myself doing other things. For example, I love going to the gym because it makes me feel healthy, makes me feel fit. And I also love just doing random stuff with myself. For example, just lying on my bed, putting on a candle, putting on some music and watching some Netflix. Sometimes not everything you do have to be super productive all the time, but actually by doing these non-productive things, it actually helps you become more efficient and productive in the long run because it recharges you and stops you from burning out. This work schedule may not get easier over time, but your approach to it can change for the better. Remember, at the end of the day, you are not your job. Don't get so tied up that you lock your whole self-worth with the job that you're doing. What I do lock my self-worth with, however, is how much people watch my content. Just kidding. So if you enjoyed this one, please leave a quick like and subscribe for more career and lifestyle content. That's it for today. Peace.